week 4 of the fantasy baseball season, and here's a few pitchers I would look to add on the waiver wire. The first guy is Madison Bumgardner of the Arizona Diamondbacks. So Bumgardner yesterday in a shortened game, obviously 7 inning doubleheaders nowadays happen, which many people don't like. But anyway, he threw a no-hitter in that one. And obviously, I don't know if it counts as a real no-hitter or what, but 7 innings of no-hit baseball for Bumgardner. And on the season so far this year, 25 and two-thirds of an inning, a 2-2 record, 24 hits given up, 18 earned runs, 9 walks, 27 strikeouts, still a 6.31 ERA and a 1.29 whip and a quality start. So the struggles have been real from Bumgardner so far this season. And he's been mediocre except the no-hitter in yesterday's game, April 12th versus Oakland. 4 and two-thirds got the loss in that one. 7 hits, 6 earned runs, a home run given up, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, 11.57 ERA, and a 2.14 whip. And then April 18th at the Washington Nationals, 5 innings. He got the win in that one. 2 hits, an earned run, a homer, a walk, 5 strikeouts, a 1.80 ERA, and a 0.60 whip. And then yesterday versus Atlanta, the 7-inning no-hitter, 7 strikeouts for Bumgardner. So Bumgardner, maybe he's turning the corner. The last 2 starts now, he's only given up 1 run in that time. But before that, the first 3 starts of the season, he gave up a whopping 17 earned runs as Bumgardner. So right now, maybe it's just taking him time to get things going. But what a game he threw versus a very good team in yesterday's ball game. And the Braves in those 2 ball games, they couldn't get any runs scored. So Bumgardner, he's available in 80% of fantasy leagues. And if you need some starting pitching, he's a guy definitely to go out there and get him. Maybe he's turning back the clock to his San Francisco Giant days. The next pitcher is Ryan Weathers of the San Diego Padres. So Weathers, the son of longtime reliever David Weathers, who had a career with the New York Mets, the Astros, and the Cincinnati Reds. But right now, Ryan Weathers, he's pitching well here for the San Diego team. 15 in the third inning, 1-0 record, 4 hits given up, only 1 earned run, 5 walks, 16 strikeouts with a 0.59 ERA and a 0.59 whip. So Weathers so far this season, he started 2 ball games, April 16th versus the Dodgers, 3 and two-thirds. Gave up a hit, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, a 0.82 whip. And then his last start again was versus the Dodgers, 5 and two-thirds, a hit, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, a 0.35 whip. So Weathers, unlike his father, he's trying to be a starting pitcher here for the San Diego Padre team. And this guy, he's got some good stuff. He's a good left-handed thrower. And right now, they just got to stretch him out over there in San Diego, and we'll see what he can do for this team. But right now, I think he's going to be a starter, and he's already got his next start lined up April 28th at Arizona, which is a pretty decent start. So right now, Weathers, he's been a hot pickup so far on the fantasy waiver wire. He's been added in 7% of fantasy leagues over the last couple days here, but he's still available in 52% of fantasy leagues, and I will go out there and get him. The next pitcher is Taijuan Walker of the New York Mets. So Walker, he's been pretty decent with his new ball club this season. And the only thing with Walker, it's been, can he stay healthy throughout his career? Walker, he's available in 60% of fantasy leagues. On the season, 21 innings pitched, 1-1 record, 12 hits, 5 earned runs, 14 walks, which have been his Achilles heel, but a 2.14 ERA, a 1.24 whip, and 2 quality starts for Walker. So Walker, he's pitched well in about half his starts, 2 out of the 4. So the last 3 starts for Walker, April 13th versus Philly, 4 and a third, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts, a 2.08 ERA, and a 1.38 whip. Then his last start versus the Cubs, it didn't go well, 3 and two-thirds. Got the loss in that one, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 6 walks, 7 strikeouts, a 4.91 ERA, and a 2.18 whip. But yesterday versus the Washington Nationals, Walker pitched the 7 innings, got the win, 3 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, an 0.86 whip, no ERA, and a quality start. So Walker, he's got electric stuff, a nice fastball, nice off-speed ball. But the problem's only been the walks for Walker. But besides that, if you want good ERA, decent amount of strikeouts, and a decent amount of wins, which I think he could get with this Met team. I think Tyon Walker is definitely a big pickup this week, and he's a guy you should get. The next pitcher is Jake Arrieta of the Chicago Cubs. So Arrieta, he's been surprising this year. The last few seasons with the Philadelphia Phillies, he just couldn't get anything going, and it looked like he was finished. But on the season, he's got 28 innings pitched, 3-2 record, 22 hits, 8 earned runs, 2 homers, 11 walks, 26 strikeouts, a 2.57 ERA, a 1.18 whip, and 3 quality starts. So Arrieta, he's really been pitching well, 5 or 6 innings a game, which isn't amazing, but for this guy who last season could barely get out of the 3rd or 4th inning, it's a huge turnaround for Arrieta. And this Cub team, they're playing some pretty decent baseball this season. And Arrieta, he's been pitching well, trying to get another good contract next season after signing a 1-year deal here with the Cubs. April 14th in Milwaukee, he lost that ball game, but he only gave up 4 hits, 3 earned runs, a homer, a walk, 5 strikeouts, a 5.40 ERA, and a 1 whip. April 20th versus the Mets, 5 innings, got the win, 3 hits, 1 earned run, gave up a homer in that one, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, a 1.80 ERA, and a 1.20 whip. And then yesterday versus Milwaukee, another good game, 6 innings, got the loss, 2 hits, only 1 earned run, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts, a 1.50 ERA, and an 0.83 whip with a quality start. So the last 2 out of 3 starts, it's just been bad luck for Jake Arrieta, but he's pitching the baseball well. He's getting guys out, and I think his most comfortable spot throughout his career has been with the Cubs, where obviously he won a Cy Young in 2015. So right now he's turning back the clock, and he's been a good pickup for the Cubs, and right now he should be a good pickup for fantasy owners, and he's still available in 46% of fantasy leagues. The next pitcher is Alex Wood of the San Francisco Giants. So Alex Wood, he made his season debut last week where he was on the waiver wire pickups, and he's on it once again this week is Wood. So far, 12 innings pitched, 2-0 record, 4 hits, 1 earned run, homer, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts, an 0.75 ERA, an 0.42 whip, and a quality start. So his first 2 starts came versus the Miami Marlins, 1 in Miami on April 18th, where he went 5 innings, got the win, 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, no ERA, an 0.60 whip. And then the 23rd versus Miami, 7 innings, got the win, 1 hit, 1 earned run, a homer, a walk, 7 strikeouts, a 1.29 ERA, an 0.29 whip, and a quality start. But his next start, it's going to be a little tougher for Wood versus the Rockies. And right now, he's available in 62% of fantasy leagues. And this guy, he's been a pretty decent lefty throughout his career. And I know it's been the Marlins. I know it's been 2 starts. But he's still a player I would look to get on my fantasy roster. And there's way worse options on fantasy rosters than Alex Wood. So he's a recommended pickup. The next pitcher is Brady Singer of the Kansas City Royals. So Singer, he's been pretty decent so far in the early going. 21 in the 3rd innings, 1-2 record, 17 hits, 7 earned runs, 2 homers, 6 walks, 25 strikeouts, a 2.95 ERA, a 1.08 whip, and 2 quality starts. So right now, Brady Singer, he's on a decent Kansas City Royal team. They're not going to win many ball games, but Singer, he's a former highly touted top prospect, and he's a guy that should be owned in most fantasy leagues. He's available in 45% of fantasy leagues right now. So if he's out there, I will go get him. In the last 3 starts, he's pitched pretty well. April 12th versus the Angels, 5 innings. He got the loss in that one. 7 hits, only 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts, a 1.80 ERA, a 1.40 whip. April 18th versus the Toronto Blue Jays, 6 innings, 2 hits only given up, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, a 0 ERA, 0.83 whip, and a quality start. And then a couple nights ago at Detroit, 7 innings, got the win, 3 hits, 1 earned run, a homer given up, no walks, 8 strikeouts, a 1.29 ERA, and an 0.43 whip with a quality start. So Singer right now, he's been pitching good baseball. The ERA is low, the walk and whip is low, and that's all you could ask for right now from a pitcher who's not on that great of a baseball team, to go out there, pitch well, and he can help fantasy owners. So right now, he's definitely worth an ad, in my opinion, is Singer, and you should go out there now before he really takes the next step and pitches well. The next pitcher is Diekman of the Oakland Athletics. So last week, Lou Triviano was on the list, and he looked like the favorite for saves over there in Oakland. But now Diekman, the last two outings, he's got 2 saves. He's in 9 in the third inning. No record, 2 saves, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 12 strikeouts, a 2.89 ERA, a 1.07 whip so far for Diekman. So like I say all the time, closer, it's pretty much a crapshoot. So right now, him and Triviano, they could be splitting saves. But right now, Diekman, he was the closer to have this week in Oakland. And the guy to 18th versus Detroit, 1 inning pitched, walk, strikeout, and 1 whip. And then April 20th versus Minnesota, he pitched the 9th inning, got the save in that ball game, and 2 strikeouts. And April 23rd at Baltimore, he got the save in the 3 outs, perfect inning with the strikeout there. So right now it looks like Diekman is the favorite for saves here for the Oakland A's. And this A team, what a great season it's been for them so far, winning 13 in a row before falling finally to the Baltimore Orioles. So if Diekman's going to be the closer, there's going to be many opportunities out there for him to get saves, especially with Trevor Rosenthal out for months. And right now, Diekman, he's still available in 65% of fantasy leagues. The next pitcher to get this week, Spencer Turnbull, the Detroit Tigers. So Turnbull, he's starting today's ball game versus the Kansas City Royals, a Monday 110 special. So Turnbull debuted versus the Pittsburgh Pirates in his first start of the season. 5 innings, got the win, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and a 1.80 ERA and an 0.80 whip. So he's got a pretty solid matchup in today's game versus the Royals. And I expect him to go out there, probably pitch 5 or 6 innings, and hopefully he just keeps the ball down and don't give up many runs. Last season, he was pretty decent as well, Turnbull. 56 2/3 of an inning, 4-4 record, 47 hits, 25 earned runs, 2 homers only given up, 29 walks, 51 strikeouts, a 3.97 ERA with a 1.34 whip, and 4 quality starts. If Turnbull could pitch like that with numbers like that this season, he's definitely a guy that should be rostered in all 12-team leagues or deeper in fantasy baseball. And right now, his percentage is going up 9%. And we'll see what he's got today versus the Kansas City Royals. And he's available in 85% of fantasy leagues. The next pitcher is Mike Kopech of the Chicago White Sox. Kopech, a highly touted prospect and former top pick, I believe, in the Major League Baseball draft. But right now, here for the White Sox, he's been pitching okay to start the season. Is Kopech on the season, 15 2/3, 2-0 record, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, a homer, 4 walks, 27 strikeouts, a 1.72 ERA, and an 0.70 whip. So the numbers, they've been standing out for Kopech. But he really wasn't a starter the first few times out this season. But the last 2 games he started, and they're starting to stretch him out over there for the Chicago White Sox. April 18th in Boston, 3 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned run, a walk, 4 strikeouts, 3 ERA, and 0.67 whip. And then versus the Texas Rangers yesterday, he had his coming out party, 5 innings, got the win in that one, 4 hits, 1 earned run, a homer, 10 strikeouts, a 1.80 ERA, and an 0.80 whip. So Kopech right now, it's going to be his time, I believe, to be a full-time starter after making 4 relief appearances earlier on in the season here for the Chicago White Sox team. But now he's going to be in the rotation, and we'll see what he could do. Yesterday, an amazing game with the 10 strikeouts in the 5 innings for Kopech. And right now, his percentage has jumped up 10%, and he's still available in 42% of fantasy leagues. So if he's still out there, you should go out there right now and get him before it's too late. And the final pitcher I would look to add on waivers this week is John Gray of the Colorado Rockies. So I spoke about Gray as an addition a couple weeks ago. And John Gray, he's been pitching pretty decent so far this season. 28 in the third inning, 3-1 record, 18 hits, 8 earned runs, 3 homers, 13 walks, 27 strikeouts, a 2.54 ERA, and a 1.09 whip, and 3 quality starts. So the problem with Gray, 2 problems actually. He's in a tough division with San Diego and the Dodgers and Arizona, who could hit the baseball. And also, he's been an erratic pitcher who his whip and his walks per game have been up a lot over the last few seasons. And the last 3 starts, though, for Gray, April 14th at the Dodgers, 4 innings, got the loss. 5 hits, 3 earned runs, a homer, giving up 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, a 6.75 ERA, a 1.75 WHIP. April 20th versus Houston, 6 2/3, got the win. 3 hits, 1 earned run, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, a 1.35 ERA, a 1.05 WHIP, and a quality start. And then versus Philly yesterday, another good game. 6 innings, got the win. 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 homers given up, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, a 3 ERA, a 1 WHIP, and a quality start. So right now, John Gray, he's pitching well, even though he's pitching at Coors Field so far this season. Starts, but he's keeping the ball down. He's getting outs, and if he could just get the WHIP and the walks per game down, this guy could be a great fantasy asset and a good pickup, which I still recommend to pick him up in 63% of fantasy leagues. So that's a few pitchers I will look to add on the waiver wire here in week 4 of the fantasy baseball season.